mean, I just hope that they caught that because I didn't.
No, that's why it's perfect.
His microphone has capped the hell out of that.
It cut out.
Yeah, it cut out like 3 times. Like I didn't even know when you were done.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's happened. Matter of fact, y'all should pay me. Like y'all should, and I'm not even talking about no Patreon type shit. No, none of that. Like y'all should work hard at work, and then take money out of your paycheck to pay me the money that I rightfully deserve. It has been years of me telling you Atomic would do that thing to anybody who steps in front of him. Anybody, bitch. Y'all spent not even 4 months, bitch. 6 to 8 months talking about some, oh, Atomic got clapped. Oh, sperm this, sperm that, black this, black that. Like, just sprinkling the well, I can't even say a word. Dissent, hate, just utter disgusting just jokes, bitch. Like, just for this to happen? Like, how do you feel? Like, how do y'all niggas feel, bitch?
Yo,
it wasn't none of no casual shit, bro. It wasn't no like no gear spur lifting up some rocks. No, Atomic did that thing to the Martial Association's offense. There's nobody left, bitch. Ain't nobody left, bitch. Like who stopped their offense? Nigga, Atomic, bro. Golden Sperm had it. Homeless now. Bro was out there just running after his boy like his wife, bitch. Save that nigga like it's his wife, bitch. Like Homeless had just finished sucking him off 2 days ago, and he can't let this girl die, bro. That's how hard, that's how much effort Golden Sperm put into saving Homeless, bitch. That's what just happened. Cause Atomic came with that O, bitch. Atomic came with that O. I don't want to hear no shit, bro. The entire, bro, nigga. If this is World War II, bro. Bruh, the Martial Association had the Blitzkrieg, bruh. They came through with them pants, just running shit, bruh. Chopping shit down, bruh. Handling their business. Who stopped them? Who stopped them?
The British Air Force.
Yeah!
yo,
Okay. Different. So I thought you were talking about the Blitzkrieg.
bro.
So, okay. Sorry.
I don't even like Grim is just like this is a chapter for Grim. So I don't even want to like ask the question I'm going to ask, but I gotta do it because, like Grim's chat says, it's for the people, man. We gotta keep things in context. Grim, was you saying this shit before or after the Sunblade was introduced?
Whoa, nigga, bro.
I remember you quite clearly not being a fan of the Sunblade before.
Listen, bro. The Sunblade's presence doesn't matter. I was telling y'all niggas since Melzigard, Atomic was that nigga, bro. Since back in the bro, Boros got lucky, bitch. Boros got lucky. Don't let Boros run up right now, bro. If Boros ran up right now, we'd be having a whole different conversation, bro. Wouldn't be no attack on A City, bitch. A City would still be intact right now, bitch. If Atomic ran up on Boros, stop.
It ain't gonna be no Atomic.
No, I'm sorry, man.
That nigga's story's his story ends there. And your story like, that
You just KO'd Grim.
Shit.
Oh my! I'm telling you right now, this discussion is going to get toxic.
Listen, bro. I'm not gonna. This is the day of days. Like today is the day of days, bro. It's not, and I'm gonna start off with your question because it should be addressed, man. You can check it out.
Yeah,
the first videos we did, I was reading One Punch Man consistently right after the season. Right after the first season, when I first saw season 1, I started reading One Punch Man because that was just so good, bro. That season was just so good, bro. The Boros fight really put me on anime, bro. Like, let me not even say that because that's Bleach's responsibility. Bleach's accolade. The Boros fight was that fucking thing, bro. And I started reading after that because it was just taking too long. And then around, I want to say like 75, maybe 80, 85, is when I started like covering it, like doing videos and reviews and shit like that on my old channel. And then we started the podcast on this channel around like 92, 93. Back then. And that was when, whatchamacallit, that's when the Hero Association was having their assault on the Monster Association. No, that was EC. Yeah, I was covering it during the EC fight. During the EC fight, I was covering that bit, bro. And I was still rocking at Atomic Height because it's all about the Atomic Show. Listen, Sasuke, I know you don't come to the Discord that often. You know, he got his own Discord. He got his own server. You know, check that out. Look at his description. You know, but in the Shogun it bit, in Grimm's dojo, bro, we sacrifice niggas that slander Atomic, bro.
Oh my god.
We straight up their offerings, bitch. We use their entrails as Christmas decorations, bro.
What the fuck?
Bro, we stick torches up their ass so we can light them like candles.
Whoa, it sounded interesting
Hey, yo.
until that part. I was gonna try something out.
Hey yo, who's the creator of Discord? Get this nigga. I did not know that.
Bro, on a daily basis, you'll get a coalition, a grouping, a gang, a united front, an alliance of niggas just sucking on Flashy to bring down Atomic, and it fails every single day. Like the sun rises, niggas fail at going after Atomic. This is how we do that thing to niggas. We do that thing to niggas. Once again, like I said, bro, the offensive, bro. Niggas do timelines daily. You can go to other channels. You don't even have to stay on our channels. You don't even have to stay in our little grouping of channels of content creators. You can go to other niggas. Check out their videos. They have tier lists, groupings, rankings of the strongest dragons, strongest heroes, strongest this and that. Golden Sperm and Homus Emperor at the top of those lists, bitch. Top of the list, bitch. Top of the list, bitch. There's even a nigga, what's his name? I think it's like they do videos with Swag Kage. It's like Chuck or Weeaboo. One of them niggas, one of them other content creators that makes animation like that, made a whole video when the chapter dropped talking about some Atomic, the strongest S class now. The strongest S class now. I don't even do that. I ain't even write that bit. We already know we finna go high diff with Tatsumaki. But she might win. She might win, bitch. Tatsumaki might win up against Atomic. But Atomic's that nigga. This just listen, bro. This ain't even a podcast. It's a monologue, bitch.
I don't want to interrupt. Keep going. Keep going, mate. Just get it all out. Just get it all out.
You might want to take a Strepsil first, but then you can continue.
No, but it's been a minute, bro. I've been pushing this shit for a minute. These are the strongest dragons we have faced. I even had a discussion of strong argument. I was going to make a video about it, about whether the monsters or the dragons of the Monster Association are the strongest dragons in the entire series. I don't agree. I think Beefcake and Melzigard put up a great threat, as well as others. They're amazing. Carlos Capital can fight any of these niggas. But these are top tier niggas. Homus is a top tier nigga. We just saw Vomited Fear. Gums took attacks from everybody. Like... EC is one of the cadres in the association. So is Goketsu. So is Rover. Like, I'm not trying to downplay none of these niggas. But the community has a strong consensus. Individuals have been talking about for a long time that Golden Sperm and Homus Emperor are the strongest of the cadres. And they're also saying that the cadres are the strongest of the dragons in the series. If that's the case, this nigga was about to die. Homus was about to die. His story was over, man. Done. All you hear about Homus is that, no defense. No D. He ain't got no D. Time to put my D on him, bro. You gotta put that D up in him. Try to put them cheeks, bitch. The time for blasphemy is over. The Flashy Fast debate ended. When you saw that single slash, when you were reading the chapter, and you saw that big sun, and you saw Atomic hopped up there already, and he slashed it one time, and then you turn the page, and he really slashed it like 115 times, you knew it was over. You knew the game was over, bro. It was done. It was done. Listen. Welcome to the One Punch Podcast. Today we're going to be covering chapter 151. Got the boys here.
I need someone.
That was just the intro.
Like a picture of Grimm in front of like a podium. It's black and white. He's on a stage, and then just that whole rant on its own. Just in front of like a group of people. It's black and white. He's throwing party, he's banging the podium. I want that so bad.
It's a sermon, bro.
A group of people wearing like blue kimonos with caps with Atomic's logo on it.
What the fuck? You mean graduation gowns, bitch?
Nah.
No, instead of the American flag, it's just the sun. It's just the giant people sliced up in the background.
Yeah. And Loki it reminded me of that. The whole rising sun thing from Japan or whatever. Maybe there's some hidden symbolism. But aside from that spirited monologue, you guys already know what happened in the chapter, man. It was greatness. We got the boys here again, back for the session in the One Punch Man podcast. If you've liked what we've been doing for a long time now, like the video, subscribe, comment, put out the word. The boys here are putting out content as well. Let's see what they thought about the chapter.
Can I separate myself from myself?
Nigga, what?
I'm leaning right now, bro. I am leaning. The thoughts that you hear are not from Satsuki the Savage. It is from early times, 40% alcohol, 80 proof. They're like this is not me talking, bro. This is the alcohol talking. I mean, but like, you know, for real. The chapter was good. I do have some thoughts to kind of like combat some of the stuff that Grimm was talking about, but like honestly, if you're looking at me as the person who's going to like challenge Grimm and be the one to like shut down his opinions on the chapter, that's not going to happen. Like,
cause they facts, bitch. Cause they facts.
It's not going to happen, partially because like I can't do it. I literally just don't have it in my bag to do it. The alcohol is like just impairing everything I have in my arsenal. Like I'm damping to a degree that, like, you know, I'm not myself.
Nerfed his ass.
Yeah, it's just not happening. But I also, like, the reason why like I couldn't do something like that is because like I feel like there's an issue in this chapter, and it's not like it's a flaw, but it's an issue, at least with me, with like how I see things, that I feel like has to be addressed like later in the series, and I'll go over what that is exactly. But yeah, you know, for the most part, I still enjoyed the chapter. I really liked it. That's all I'll say for now.
I thought this chapter was great. Genuinely, like, I felt like it was just like what a lot of build up was coming to, not including like the atomic stuff, but I feel like everything that was said about, you know, like Homeless Emperor, Black Spur being like the two strongest, I feel like the payoff was all for this chapter right here, where Atomic gets his moment to shine. And I know, like Grimm has said just a bit about Atomic at this point.
Just a wee bit.
Just a tiny smidge of stuff. That we haven't even mentioned King yet, and like just his entrance. I'm so ready to see what he does with that. Like, whatever they're going to do with King, I'm so on board with. I'm very excited. Like, everything, like I said, was built up to this moment. I like Atomic's power up because it's a big power up, but it's not like instantly like makes him like the strongest guy in there, because there's the drawback of the time limit, and like the drawback of what it does to himself. Yeah, it was great, honestly, to see Atomic get some victories, because I like Atomic. I'm not like a Grim Atomic fan. I just yeah, good chapter, good art, just good everything. This was a very good chapter, One Punch Man.
Atomic's not even my favorite character, man.
No, I don't believe that.
Really?
Shut up.
He's not.
No. There's no way. You don't speak about anyone else like Atomic.
What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, bro, who's your favorite?
What do you mean,
Tell me who your favorite is right now.
Genos.
Don't think, just tell me.
Genos.
Okay.
I don't believe you still. I think he's like number 3 or number 2, but
He's up there. He's up there. That's my boy, bro. I'd be hyping him, Geno's.
That's true.
Grim's always been a fan of modern art.
hey.
But yeah, this chapter, I really enjoyed it. I think one of the things that got me enjoying it a lot was all the way through. I knew I was smiling all the way through from cheek to cheek and from ear to ear because I knew that Grim was gonna go off as soon as the chapter was done. I was like, yeah, Grim he's under the sheets weeping at what just happened. He is just straight ugly crying right now at what's going on. So I was really happy with what we got from the Sunblade. I was really happy with the limitations of it. I thought it was cool. There were things we saw from Golden Sperm and from Homeless, which I was like, oh, those are new things we haven't seen before, and they're things which we'll discuss as we go on. And then, yeah, exactly like Matt was saying, I can't wait to see what they actually make of the King situation. That seems like it could go very badly, but also it could go very well. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen there as well.
Hell yeah, we did get a lot of points. The reason why I like Atomic is because he's cool and aloof and laid back, and like his cool appearance and design matches his cool fighting style, and he's competent. Like that's the biggest part, that like he's not just a cool looking character that like is used in a fashion or in a way where like you lose ego or you lose pride. Like sometimes some characters you have to discard their pride when they're fighting in order to like. Sorry about that. In order to like. Sorry about that. Some characters you have to discard some aspects of their character or their personality that are like it's you like connect with or admire, like pride, for example, or like a really boastful character. You're like, hey, I'm boastful too, or hey, I like his confidence. They have to sacrifice that in the story in order to have the character grow or change. But that isn't always the case or ever the case with Atomic. Like he isn't used in that manner. Like when he learns or whenever he deals with a problem, he has a pretty cool method of doing it. Like he just sits there and thinks about it. Like it's the things that are attractive or not cringe or not cliche about the character that I like. Like I guess I don't know another example, but like in other stories, really, it's like the whole stereotypical shonen cliche where like he gets his ass beat 15 times in a fight and then magically he comes out on top. Like that's not what happens in Atomic fights. That's barely what happens in any One Punch Man fight. That's almost never the case. But this character in particular, because he has a sword, it's shit. Shit. But no, he's not my favorite. But I mean, tell me that wasn't badass this chapter, bro. Like the nigga who's like technically the leader, like, cause it's supposed to be Child Emperor, but besides that, like, who's really taking charge? I wouldn't really say anybody. I wouldn't even really say it's Atomic, but like, he's the one I would look to next. After Child Emperor and after Tatsumaki's, obvious power play, I would look to him. And now he's finally showing up, like the person. Really the only one who has the ability to do this, because Bang has his hands tied. Atomic Samurai. And he's taking on both of them, the entire threat. Golden Sperm and Homeless Emperor. So that's what makes like, that's why it's so hype, because not only is he finally like living up to like what I would hope he would do, but like he's not having to like sacrifice or having to get some like shitty ass exchange or compromise in order to get that badass display. Like you don't. It's just yeah. That's really why. But that's just the first part. I guess it would be kind of difficult to like go page by page since we already like dropped that bomb like that. But I guess we can start by comparing and contrasting our thoughts on Homeless Emperor.
Yo, when I live reacted to this chapter and I got to the Homeless Emperor page where he's cowering, oh my god, bro. I was just like, yo, Homeless Emperor, please tell me you did not just like get protected by Golden Sperm. It was like the worst thing in my life. because before then, if you check any podcast, I was hyping up Homeless Emperor and offensive his offensive bag. And then I get that chapter where he has to be protected from golden sperm in order to not fucking die from Atomic Samurai. It was one of the worst things I ever had to experience. So Homeless Emperor in this chapter is not a character. He's a victim. I'm just like, oh my god, bro! Please, someone, please make sure he doesn't die. Someone, please. And Golden Sperm came in, like Homeless Emperor didn't do shit. Oh my god, it was terrible. Homeless Emperor, I can't say anything about him in this chapter other than he needed to be shielded, and it just wasn't a good look. The stuff before then was pretty cool, but in this chapter itself, oh my god. And it's not like this is new to One Punch Man, because it's always been talked about that Homeless Emperor is pretty great when it comes to the offensive, but he's still human at the end of the day, so he can be caught off guard. He can he can fall prey to a lot of attacks that a lot of these monsters would never fall prey to, like like Black Sperm or like Fear Ugly. He's not in that caliber when it comes to what he can defend against. So like that was suspected, but still, like, fuck. Fuck. When it came, I was like, just shit. Homeless Emperor, I can't really defend you in this moment.
I mean, Homeless was okay. I think the main thing, like, for me, the chapter was just about him, about reminding the reader and the audience, he's got his weaknesses, because Homeless has been pretty amazing since we come to the top. I mean, obviously, when he took down Fear Ugly pretty much on his own, just to put him in his place, like, no issue. So I think this, like, a whole big thing of this was just to go, like, it's like, we know he's offensively powerful, just to remind us, like, okay, this is guy, he's just a regular human apart from this, If you get close to him, he doesn't really have a defense if he's not prepared. I mean, apart from that, I don't really think there's much more for Homeless, so I was quickly checking what he does with King, but no. Yeah, I mean, he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he looked really menacing at the beginning of the chapter, having no idea what was going to happen. He's raining hell on Yayan, and Spring Mustachio is it, and then with his left hand he starts like summoning a spirit bomb, and I was like, yo, like, who's going to stop? Like, at the beginning of this chapter I thought, who the hell is going to stop this guy? And obviously we had the build up with Atomic, but I wasn't sure to what level we would see Atomic come out and like clap cheeks. And then like Satsuki and everyone else has said so far, the moment where he's being shielded by Golden Sperm, I feel like really dropped Homeless's kind of not his stock, because he's still super powerful, but kind of his stock, because Golden Sperm, Golden Sperm's that guy who Homeless a few chapters ago was saying, yeah, I'll kick your ass, and Golden Sperm was saying the exact same thing back to him, and now it's like, ooh, but now you're being shielded by that guy. I don't know how I'd feel about that. So I feel like there's kind of a big stock drop, at least in terms of respect for Homeless Emperor after this.
I have mixed feelings about it, because I personally want to say his stock goes up, but you guys did put a lot of stock into or a lot of claim into him getting shielded like that. It was, to me, it was more so. All right, I guess we should give it full thoughts then, because I thought that Homeless displaying that, like, him doing that horizontal bombardment, the vertical bombardment, and now the spirit bomb while doing his bombardment shit as well. it's showing diversity, and it's showing like how just the extent of his powers. I disagree with Satsuki whenever you mention that like his defense is kind of low. I agree that like because I don't even think we've really had it confirmed. Like the statement that he's a human, he's regular human or whatever. That's true, obviously, but I don't think we've had his durability actually confirmed yet. And people keep saying that. I feel like it's spoilers, but regardless, we'll see what the case has to be. But we saw him react to Zombie Man's bullets at like almost point blank, damn near point blank. Like he wasn't that far away from him, shot his gun, and then we see a panel of Homeless looking at the bullet, and then an orb comes to block it. So I'm confident in his defensive capabilities. Maybe not like in a hand-to-hand aspect, but in this instance, it was really that Atomic like was destroying the orbs that he was sending at him, and then he just couldn't get through it. He couldn't do anything about it. So like, it's hard to say that like, oh, Homeless is bad because this powered up cock diesel big strong Atomic was eating through and shit was about to cut him in half. Like, it's hard to whether you would say or whether I would say that like, is that a claim for Atomic or is that like a bad side for Homeless? Like, was Homeless just doing as good as he always does, but Atomic's crazy powers enough to one shot this strong cadre, or is it that like Homeless was slacking whenever Atomic was coming right there, and he almost got killed? I don't know. I think the orb thing is really really impressive. Like, because the last time we saw one of these orbs, we saw how destructive it was. Like, it was Atomic himself who was commenting on, "Yo, was that a dragon? They got that much power left?" Like, so we know that this has some shit behind it. Like, he's about to do that thing to them niggas if he can. So it's like, how what do you take? Like, because he let this attack off. Like, he threw this big ass spirit bomb type shit. And then the other part is like, he mentions here, and I'm gonna read the dialogue verbatim. Shout out to the translators. It's hard to control the fire temperature to kill with a comfortable rhythm. And he follows it up by saying, well, I'll consider it as practice. I have to kill billions after this. Can't get tired this early on. This lends credence to the whole discussion about him not being exactly intact with his powers yet. That like he's still learning and getting used to it. So we could potentially be talking about a stronger Homeless Emperor later on, or the more that he experiences his powers. Like that's why I'm like, this quote to me helps raise his stock, because it helps. Well, it gives insight to the fact that he hasn't perfected his power yet, and that he has potential to grow stronger. But I don't know how you guys took that.
This is tough because, like, for me, like, when it comes to like evaluating like someone's strength or not, like, their decision making has to come into play, because anyone could get caught off guard, but when you leave it open the way Homeless Emperor left it open, then it makes me question like, how strong are you to think that you're safe in a situation and Atomic Samurai isn't a threat, and you end up, being in the situation that he ended up being in, to where he couldn't stop anything from happening until Homeless or Golden Sperm stopped the situation. So for me, like, it just hurts his value. Like, if I'm being honest.
Matt, Sunda?
I mean, I wouldn't like say he's got like the great. To me, it's not like him going, "Oh, well, I have to get used to this power. So I'll consider it as practice." I didn't think that was like him. Oh, my strength, like I could still grow stronger with his power. I mean, he might be able to, but I just saw that as just him generally going like, "Oh, I just need to get used to using it. Like, if I'm going to kill, I've got to kill billions, so I've got to make sure I can at least kill these guys." It was just more of a general statement, more than a power boost.
So you don't think this statement is saying that he's using his power inefficiently right now?
I think it's just he's tired of like. I think he's using it inefficiently because he's just been like, okay, keep a steady rhythm, but like he's not used to people fighting back against him. So I guess it is in a way of, I guess, like in a stamina endurance kind of way. But I mean, because apart from these guys, no one can really take him on, is what he's saying. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, sure.
Hey, bro, I'm not trying to force your hand. I'm just saying, like, because we're talking about potentially how much stock would homeless's or how much would homeless's stock drop in relation to this chapter. And I think it's a valid point to accept what Suzuki's saying about like the whole not being able to defend him against Atomic, because wasn't he yawning and shit at the beginning of the chapter too? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, he was really menacing at the beginning of the chapter. Like, he's not even trying. And like, yes, whilst like a strong opponent can catch him off guard, literally after that, he makes an energy ball like he makes a massive energy ball in like no time at all. So I would say, I mean, I get why, because he looks a lot less impressive compared to everything else he's done. But it's not like he's fully like, he might go down a bit, but it's only like a step, he's still there, like no problem, like easily creating the energy.
Sundown, do you think, would you say that almost stock dropped because of this chapter, or did it go up?
So around whether he's used to his abilities, I think I kind of agree with Matt, where it's like, I think he's got full control of them. It's more about he's not used to this level of output before. I mean, how many times could we say Homeless Emperor would have had to do something like this? I mean, I think story-wise, he only got his powers recently as well. So I suppose you do have a case on that front. But yeah, I don't think it's more that he has to gain a better control. I think it's more just him being used to this output and being able to kind of feel that. And then in terms of his stock, I don't think his stock power-wise has dropped. He's still one of the most powerful mofos we've seen in a while, and one of the most powerful on the battlefield. Probably like second, third, fourth, maybe only to like the other 2, 3, including like Tatsumaki. But respect-wise, his stock dropped big time, just in the eyes of someone like Golden Sperm. Threatening him and then being saved by him. I feel like that has to be an automatic stock drop, respect-wise.
So are you anticipating some like dialogue where like Sperm is saying that, or like are we to expect like Homeless to save Sperm one time?
Nah, I think, in my opinion, Golden Sperm's like, he's super focused now, so I don't think he's going to turn around and like make fun of him. He needs Homeless Emperor. What he thinks he needs Homeless Emperor voice to take down King, not realizing that King is shitting bricks right now.
I mean, realistically though, if we take into account One Punch Man, they're right. Like, Golden Sperm is correct to turn around and be like, all right, we're going to bring down King first, like everybody else.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the thing with the whole King thing, though. It's like realistic. Like, they're showing him respect that like the strongest man in the world deserves. They're like, hang on, we can't pretend to go easy on him. This guy is the strongest guy on the battlefield right now. It's just we know he's not. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's really the only problem.
Like, really, this is like if Saitama was to show up, this is the actual respect he would get if he was like known for what he did. But because of that, like, it's just a completely different scenario.
Yeah, to be fair, I was surprised when they showed him that amount of respect. I was like, really, like, are they gonna show him respect like this? Where even Golden Sperm, someone with his amount of ego, when he's looking at Atomic Samurai, and he's like, you're looking down at me, punk, all that type of stuff. And even he was like, no, wait a sec. We can't go and attack this guy straight away. We need to actually think about this guy. He's the strongest hero here on the battlefield. He's the strongest hero we've known to date. So I was like, damn. And I think part of what plays into that, or a large part of it, someone mentioned it this chapter, actually. I think it was Homeless Emperor, who says, wait a sec, that's the guy that took down Elder Centipede. Actually, no, it was Black Sperm, but one of his black sperm forms, not the golden sperm form.
Mm-hmm.
When they mentioned that he took down Elder Centipede in like one shot. So I think that's also steering their decision making on this big time, where they're just like, holy crap, this guy can take out EC like it's nothing, just one shot and he was done. So that's definitely playing a big part.
I want to ask a question. Is black sperms, I guess, like
Yo, Sasuke's drunk as fuck, dog.
I am for sure. It's his like configuration when it comes to like gauging the power on what King actually is, an indictment against him, or is it like just par for the course? It's like
the fact that he can't tell how strong King is.
Yes.
See, I've always wanted to talk about that because, okay, I think we actually might have mentioned this or addressed it in Discord one time. I think we should first count the people who have ever said that they acknowledged or sensed somebody's power. I think it's Saitama's power, and who hasn't, because it's up in the air. Like Saitama was at the first hero meeting, and nobody sensed him. Tatsumaki has seen him multiple times, still doesn't know it was him. Saw him come out of the ship, still didn't assume that he did something. Bang believes. No, Bang knows. I think, right? Yeah. Bang. No. Bang believes that King destroyed EC.
Yeah, he doesn't know the full degree to Saitama's power.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is how it leads into that. Like, which people know all of Saitama's power. I'm not sure if we can outright say that if you cannot sense someone's power, that it's a negative aspect for you or it's weak for you, because a lot of characters can't sense literally the strongest presence there is in the series, and we have no reason to assume or to believe as Saitama is somehow suppressing or holding his power or cloaking his power. There's nothing like that we've seen in this series whatsoever. So that's why I would lean towards, to answer your question, that no, I would not hold it against Golden Sperm or Homeless Emperor or Black Sperm if they can't tell or sense that King isn't that strong, because it seems like nobody can. And I would even say that, like, if you do sense Saitama, that you're crazy, like crazy strong. Because I'm pretty sure Boros is the only one, right?
No, I think Orochi did in the reread as well.
So there's a few. So there's, like, in terms of actual sensing power, then it's Boros and Orochi. But other people could tell Saitama was strong. Carnage Kabuto could. He took a look at him and went, "You're strong. I know you're strong." Like, he sensed his presence.
Yeah.
And Suiryu did as well. But that was more like, "Oh, you're different to everyone else. You're strong. You've got a face of someone who's actually bored of life like I am."
Yeah, they didn't. He didn't actually see Saitama's power until, like, attacked. Yeah,
it wasn't like Boros where he saw him and it was like, "This is the strongest guy."
Yeah, that's like, what I'm talking about. Because that's actually the same case for Carnage Kabuto too. Now that you bring it up, he still blitzed him, and then once he like got close to him and sensed him, he was like, "Oh, you were about to kill me just now, huh?" So, yeah,
even before then, when it's like someone's just walking to him, he's like, "Oh, you're strong. I can sense it from you. You're going to give me a challenge."
Okay.
So, like, yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody else?
They're the main ones. So obviously Orochi in the redraw, who's been like, "You are the perfect sacrifice because of your strength." And even like in the original, obviously he was like, "You're the reason everything's happened. I can tell it's you."
Yeah.
That
was wrong, bro. They should have kept the first one, bro. He was like, "Oh, it was you, huh, bro? Prime Orochi," and it just dropped the whole city on his ass, bro. Yo.
I don't think anyone else has, though. Genuinely, like, to know the true extent. I mean, the closest is probably Genos.
What?
But
fuck out of here.
What?
Genos doesn't know how strong Saitama is.
No, he doesn't. No, I'm saying he's the closest to know him, but no, doesn't really get it. Yeah, I don't think he knows. I don't think anyone really knows how strong Saitama is. Yeah. Like, a lot of people think, "Oh, you're strong, but you're not strong enough to do this." And He's miles
Yeah.
above everyone else.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just think Genos is probably the closest to understanding it.
I would even the Goketsu statement makes me disagree with that, and it makes me question, or it would makes me speculate or try to scrutinize what exactly you need. Like, do you have to actually see the fight? Because Genos didn't see the Boros fight. He didn't go up there to see that fight. He didn't see Saitama at his strongest point that we've seen in the series. He's only seen him. Go ahead.
Okay, he didn't see the Boros fight, but he did see him beat Elder Centipede.
Yeah. At that point, yeah.
And like Genos was like, this is an opponent like anyone I can face. He's like a lot of strong dragons, and Saitama obviously one punched him at that point. Like, and not to like go too much into that, but Genos is like, oh, Saitama just beat this guy in one punch.
Him and Bang also saw the meteor. Right?
That's true as well, yeah. But obviously, like, it's different, like, because the meteor was like a natural disaster, whereas like they could actually fight Goketsu or Elder Centipede.
Okay.
So they like to them they're probably like bigger threats because they actually fight back.
Right. So yeah, I think I would for me personally, I would confidently answer that no, I would not hold that against Black Sperm.
Okay.
How about you guys?
The sensory type stuff.
No, I mean, like, I think it's like you said, like, it's like you said, we've had so many powerhouses in the series who can't sense, how strong people really are. Like, you can't hold it against, like, any of these guys per se. You can't say they're weaker than other monsters because they can't tell how strong Saitama is.
Yeah, if anything, he just puts Boros apart even further, like, just by him walking.
It's like, well, that's why it is. It's like dragon above dragon, So we've got, like, Orochi and Boros who are like, you're strong, we know this, and anyone else below this kind of level is like, whatever, you're just a B-class nobody.
Speaking of nobodies, it's about time that we'll give it another try. Now, there's been multiple occasions as of recent meaning probably since 2019, 2020, where I've tried to bring hype, attention, rightful claim, appropriate accolade, acknowledgement to, oh boy, the individual who's been putting in work since literally chapter 26. Yan. You've not only seen Yan dodge Melzagard, survive the destruction of a city while being outside. You also saw him bring down Devil Longhair, take on multiple monsters on his own, leading the disciples, and then facing evil natural water himself. Now he's come to the surface and is annihilated, mutilated, manhandled, beaten, sliced, pumped, defeated, bested, got the upper hand of multiple black sperms, man. Individuals who, if you cut them, there's more of them. Atomic Samurai, his master, spent a whole fight in a hallway making millions of black sperm because he couldn't find a way to beat him. But Yan's out here just handling him just quick fast. Sure, he got some help, but he's still doing it. And now he's facing somebody who you, the viewer, the listener, the podcast enjoyer, have claimed and called one of the strongest dragons. He's sitting there deflecting a whole assault from him, man. He's protecting his master and shit. When will we finally give the appropriate claim to Yan of being S-Class?
When he defeats a demon on his own.
Fucking clowns.
This is a fair assessment.
Pain.
My boy, Kissy!
It's just the standard that they set is literally what makes the S-Class different is they can beat a demon 101. I mean, Iron's very good, but he's not taking on a demon 101. Once he does, then I'm like, yeah, he's S-Class level. That's fine.
So Yan is losing to Deep Sea King?
Yeah, he is.
That's crazy! Yo!
Yeah.
Oh, Matt.
Have you seen like what Deep Sea King in the Rain?
Yeah, bro, I'm talking about submerged Deep Sea King. I don't, whatever you want to put him, bro. My boy Anion out here, bitch.
He's not beating him, mate.
Bro.
Oh, just a weird tangent here. Okay, Deep Sea King, you know, he has to be hydrated to become at his peak power, right? What if the water cutting blade technique that Ian doesn't know, what if that would give him the edge in that fight? He would literally cut the water out of the dude.
Oh shit, bro, Keishan out here hyping up Eon more, bro. He about to cut the water out the nigga. Matt, what are you talking about? This is Eon here.
Yeah, I know it's Eon. I don't think he can on his own. No.
Could you give me one or the primary reason why?
Because I just don't like. From what I've seen, he's very impressive. I'm not like I like Eon. I hate it because you always put me in situations where I have to go against characters I like. I like Atomic, but I have to go against him. I like Eon. I have to go against him because everything about Deep Sea King was crazy. Because what you're saying is Eon is stronger than Puri was at that time, where Puri could smash.
Hello? Matt, you cut out. Can you guys hear me? Yo, can you hear me? Hello?
Yo, Grim, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the channel.
Maybe. We think Satsuki's gone. I think he's just fallen asleep.
You just moved a sleeping man.
All right, you're in the middle of a sentence, Matt.
Okay, so just to take it from the top quickly. So, Deep Sea King, in his dry form, beat Puri Prisoner, right? Guy who could bust through thick concrete walls designed to keep prisoners in. No problem, right? In his faster form, he started to outspeed Sonic, could keep up with Sonic at that point, right? And Sonic's all about speed, right? Genos was kind of holding his own at that point, but even then, it's not on that level, you know? I would not put Ian kind of on that same level as Genos at that point in time. Because Genos was insane. Not saying he'd probably get a few good hits in, but he's not beating Deep Sea King like all out.
Wet, hydrated Deep Sea King attacked the stadium, and with one punch, Genos dehydrated him and sent him flying across the city with one punch.
That's true. How's Ian going to dehydrate him?
You don't need to. He's gonna cut the nigga in half. He's just gonna cut him in half, man. That's it.
He's not.
Maybe
That was the most Aggie cut him in half I've ever heard in my life.
I honestly have Eon's slicing speed above Deep Sea King's
Atomic
attack
Samurais.
speed. That's funny, bro.
I just wanted to say.
I think you mispronounced Flashy Flash or something else.
Whoa. Okay.
I think it's what you meant. But damn, bro. Sundown. What do you think? Deep Sea King Yan Yan? Is Yan Yan S class now?
I will set this straight.
Oh.
I think Yan Yan doesn't beat Deep Sea King either. To be fair,
You're a fucking clown.
Thank you.
I mean,
T-shirt.
yeah, he's super strong. He's done a lot to impress us this last arc, but he's also been a lot of the time defending himself to save his life, like on the brink of collapse most times. So I still don't think hydrated Deep Sea King. I don't think he's gonna get through him.
You guys know that Pooty Pooty would one shot Deep Sea King, right?
Now.
Current Puri, yeah.
No, not current Puri. The Puri immediately after. The author said it, and it was a monster literally named the monster stronger than Deep Sea King. And Pooty Pooty one-shot it.
So that was the monster strongest Deep Sea King, and that was at the very beginning of the raid of the Monster Association, not after the Deep Sea King arc. So there was time in between there.
Bro, he did that thing to somebody immediately after the arc.
You're about when he fought Melzagard, because that was the only guy he fought afterwards, and he didn't like wreck him or anything.
Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I don't think I am, Matt. I don't think I am.
I'll be honest. I think you are. I think you remember this bit wrong.
There was somebody he clapped. Pooty Pooty clapped immediately after that arc. Immediately after the Deep Sea, not the Deep Sea King fight, but that arc where he displayed that, hey, yeah, I'm stronger. But if you're saying that the monster stronger than Deep Sea King was a monster that showed up at the beginning of the invasion, are you talking about when the monsters invaded or the hero invasion?
When the heroes started to attack. So when the heroes started to attack, there was a monster that you just called the monster strongest Deep Sea King, and Puri beat him in a couple punches.
You sure it wasn't when the monsters attacked and Pooty Pooty was out?
No, it wasn't then. I'm certain on that. Because at that point, Puri was fighting Free Hugger, the giant hedgehog with the sign.
Yeah, that's right. And he like hugged him and then got a bunch of holes in him and shit.
Exactly.
Maybe, Matt. Maybe. Find out next time. Hey, Keishan, you got? You do got Eon Eon over in the S class, right? You know, you do, right?
I'd say if he was actually admitted into the S class, he'd probably be the lowest rank, at least at first.
Bro, Eon Eon is beating Tank Top.
I said
we talked about this.
Bro, he just got smashed by a dragon. Eon has fought more dragons than Tank Top and hasn't had anything to happen to him. Anything. On his own. Like, by himself, he fought multiple dragons and didn't get anything near, getting hurt anywhere near as badly as Tank Top has. Tank Top even lost to demons in the Garou. Got just bodied by demons. Eon has never been bodied by a demon. Never.
But does he have a tank top?
Oh my god.
So you have 2 arms.
Ooh.
Oh my god,
Damn.
can he wear a tank top?
That's fucked up. Yo, Keishan, bro, you can't be coming in here with that, like, oh my. This nigga's offensive. Alright, Suzuki, you still here? You knocked out, bro.
Yo, he is definitely knocked out, dude.
He's been quiet for too long. He's gone.
Oh shit. So Keishan, bro, we just recently started, so we were talking about Homeless Emperor. Gathering from what you remember in the chapter, I don't know if you reread it recently, but how do you feel about Homeless Emperor? Did it stock go up? Did it stock go up this chapter? Did it drop? Like, what are your feelings about him?
It's about the same, to be honest. He's just, carpet bombing, as he's noted before. He's really not doing anything really unique. And the scale of his attacks haven't really changed that much. Since like the last couple chapters when he, has been fighting and just kind of nonchalantly doing bullshit. So yeah, his position hasn't moved. Ian's it's gone up a little bit because, he's defending this shit. So that's impressive. But defending against, a dragon is not going to put you in the leagues that, we were all discussing previously.
Oh, yeah, bet. No, because Deep Sea King can defend against a dragon. Fucking. No, he can't. No, he cannot. Damn, bruh. I think it's...
He is dead.
Oh, that's
We're talking about a dead man. I swear, I love it that like he is like one of your benchmark monsters, and that was, good lord, what feels like forever ago.
That was forever ago. That was. But man, there's seldom been art drawn in existence, drawn as good as the Deep Sea King fight, bro. Deep Sea, nigga, bruh. And Pooty, bro, most Pooty fights be fire as hell. Like fires. I'll give you the Valkuma fight towards the majority of it, but at the end when he got that pose, the single one shot pose, oh my god. Like, bro, Murata be putting in work for Pooty Hootie, bro. For real. You can't say he's a homophobe. My nigga.
I can only imagine what his next power-ups will be.
Shit.
He's getting wings.
But speaking of telepath, or
Who mentioned telepath?
what a horrible segue, bro.
Yeah, he did it in his head. And then
Speaking of power-ups,
Speaking of telepath, I will now wake up Satsuki.
Could somebody pull up real fast? Because I don't think I have it here. What Nichiren said about the sword initially, like what's the initial backstory of the sword?
the blade is alive.
yeah, okay, I got it. Cool.
It gauges its wielder to decide whether it lends its power. If you aren't accepted by it, then unsheathing it is impossible.
Yeah, that's what it says about. Like, I guess its use, but I'm trying to remember its background, because we know that the Council of Swordsmen, or whatever, the Sword Saints, have, I guess, gathered for that purpose. I guess that's a retcon, because initially I believed, or it said that they gathered to be companions in the sword. Like, they just all had dojos. They was all strong as fuck, and it was like, oh, hey, let's squad up, bro. And they was like, all right, bet. And then they were the Sword Saints. But now we're being told that like they gathered to find these two swords. Do you have the background, Matt?
Oh yeah.
Give me a minute. I'm just getting out.
Okay.
A part of that could just be like for like the newer members to the group that you don't get to know the true purpose until a little later.
So, this is the blade known as Nichiren. Forged long ago on a continent that had sunk into the sea and now passed from generation to generation within its order. It's a secret sword. You know about Spring Pistachio? Yes, but I've never seen it. So, as your teacher, I watch you grow, take care of the other, and find Gachirin wherever it sleeps.
No, hold on, Matt, please read that slowly.
Okay, so I'm just going through the bits, so yeah. So, which bit? So, and find Gachirin wherever it sleeps. So Nichiren and Gachirin. The one who bears both will gain unequaled strength as a sword saint. The Order's mission is to make that legend come true.
So it was a sword passed down through generations or whatever?
Yes, so forged long ago on a continent that had sunk into the sea and has now passed from generation to generation within the Order. It's
a continent sunk into the sea?
Yeah.
What
Deep
the
Sea
fuck?
King was the original sword saint!
Nigga! Yo! Confirmed! Deep Sea King confirmed! Oh shit, a whole continent sunk into the sea? Bro! Talk about lore, man! We didn't even see that shit, nigga! What?
To be fair, there's like a lot. I mean, like, we know from like maps of the world, there's like a large chunk of the world that is just ocean.
Yeah, but we can't just assume that there used to be land there.
Well, we can, because there was like a continent that had sunk into the sea, not a country, a continent
Nigga.
that had sunk into the sea.
Now we know that. Continue, Matt.
Let's see. So he goes, you know about Spring Pistachio? Yes, but I've never seen it. As your teacher, I have watched you grow. Take care of the Order, I swear it. And find Gachirin wherever it sleeps. Gachirin? Nichiren and Gachirin. The one who bears both will gain unequaled strength as a sword saint. The Order's mission is to make that legend come true.
The next portion that we have, or information that we have about the sword, from the Cheatin, as Keishan already read it, it gauges its wielder to decide whether to lend its power. If you aren't accepted by it, then unsheathing it is impossible. So we have this sword from this mysterious continent that's gone. It's been passed down from generation to generation. And it apparently gives you some great boost in power. Only if you're able to wield it, though. Well, first, how did you guys feel? Well, no. Yeah, let's stay on the topic. How do you guys feel about that backstory so far?
I like it.
I'm fine. It's just enough to get you to go, I want to know more about this. So like they give you enough to like listen out for like, oh, what this could be leading towards. Like the moon sword is literally just stuff like, oh, continent underground, legendary sword, moon sword. And so like if we see anything, like if we see symbols of the moon, like we're gonna be like, oh my god, it's the moon sword, it's the Gachurin.
So no.
Yeah, I think with me, anytime there's extra lore about any of these swords, it's just like, yeah, that's one of the subplots I'm really, really interested in. Whether it's been retconned or not, because like you said, I don't think that was the original purpose of the Sword Saints. But yeah, anytime I hear more about these swords, I'm just like, man, it sounds so damn cool. And the fact that they're going after it actively, and I think that's going to be, by the end of this arc, that's going to be an active mission for maybe Atomic, or maybe it's going to be Ian's kind of path to becoming an S-class. You go find that blade, and in your pursuit of that blade, you're going to become so many times more stronger, or so many times more strong, that you'll eventually be kind of like mid S-class, or maybe even towards the top, like Atomic.
It'd be badass if we do get some sword wars, or like sword races or whatever, where like you get a bunch of different disciples, maybe even disciples of the Sword Saints, like Spring Mustachio and Yin and Yang becoming rivals, trying to go after the sword. That would be badass to see too, or some shit like that. Or Ren.
I think that could definitely happen. I mean, they've left enough world open to go, okay, there's disciples out there for these guys, so if we wanted to meet like future swordsmen, like they could easily introduce them for Zanbai and Amahare.
Yo, 100%. That was actually a really good way of doing it, and it was subtle and like it fit. It wasn't like some change that you just couldn't expect. That was like so out of the ordinary. Like, no, these are sword masters. You would expect them to have students. Oh, these are their students. Oh, that's badass. And it's actually a pretty cool coincidence that Nichirin's disciple is Spring Mustachio, somebody who we met beforehand, had no relation to Nichirin whatsoever. And then we happened to see Nichirin one time, one chapter, I think it's like chapter 60, 62, something like that, in the meeting. And then we never see him again. And oh yeah, they're master and student. Like that was badass. Yeah, I like that. But to be on the caliber of Atomic and the other Sword Saints, like there was obviously a difference between Zanbai's abilities and like Nichirin and Atomic Samurais, obviously. But like, are we really expecting there to be like high dragon level swordsmen out there in the world just chilling and shit?
I mean, there could be. I mean, one of the main things about One Punch Man they want to introduce to us is there are a lot of people who are strong who just aren't in the Hero Association. And we know this from like obviously characters like Suiryu and the martial artists, but also and from the swordsman as well. But even just like on the villain side, like we've had monsters apparently like Black Spurb just kind of lurking around for ages. Like we don't really know anything about Black Spurb's story, but there's a reason like he hasn't really done anything despite how powerful he is. There's plenty out there to suggest that you don't necessarily need to be a hero or a monster to be strong, because there's also like the whole stuff with like whatever's going on with the ninjas as well. There's like
the criminals and shit, right?
Mm-hmm. And then you got the organization as well, who don't really have anything to do with them, but they apparently have robots that are crazy powerful too. So there's a lot out there to say that once the Monster Association goes down, there's plenty of other like factors in the world to keep it interesting.
And there's the whole lone wolf, little arcs. Like if we didn't have the Monster Association, the whole Garou plot line could have gone similar, but probably in a different trajectory, but like as a single entity, where he's just fighting heroes, beating them, becoming more of a monster, and then we just end up with him, like he is now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely could have written this different ways. Like of just focusing on Garou's hero hunting and not having anything else going on in the background. But that's what made the story so good at the time period. The fact that like you had this one terror like coming off right after the if I remember correctly, right after the whole fight with Boros or whatever. You get the whole was it like that? It was whatchamacallit, the big nose dude called a meeting because something was happening. He called up a bunch of villains. Right? Or was it because Garou had beaten a hero's ass that he called up all those villains?
No, he called up because of the threat. The reason he called up villains because of the god level threat, and he wanted to get all of humanity together on one side.
That's what it was. Yes, it was like okay, yeah. So he was like even willing to work with villains and shit. And then Garou showed up and then beat everybody's ass. And then you could have done something to where like you would have not had. Maybe you could have had that happen, right? And then you just never again address what Sitch was really talking about or what the meeting was about. And you just follow Garou's journey of like beating somebody's ass, his recovery, his interaction with Tadio, and maybe even add more context to those things right there to make the connection or the relationship stronger or maybe make the fights longer. I think you could have done that and it would have been a good story too. But having the backdrop and then it coming to the forefront, the monster invasion, it's the reason why I claim the Monster Association arc has been going since like chapter 36 because it really has. Like it really has. They invaded. I think that's a chapter where they invaded, and then we've been going through it ever since. That's who Metal Bat fought. Metal Bat was fighting the Monster Association.
Theoretically, you could say as far back as almost the beginning of the series of any time a monster specifically was said to have come from Z City. Because that's where the association is located, so who's not to say that they weren't affiliated?
I mean, the first like hints of the Monster Association themselves was like the chapter with Kombu Infinity, where it's when Spring Mustachio first shows up.
Yeah, he said he was looking for something, right?
Yeah, and then they're just talking about like all these theories about Z City, and one of the theories he has is like, oh well, all these monsters are gathering together for something, like monsters are starting. There's a fear that monsters are grouping together to do something, and that's like the very first time, like that's a hint towards.
Called it a nest or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some.
Oh yeah, to touch on a topic that we kind of moved away from, but it just struck me as possible. Okay, we talking about the sun and the moon blade and how it was, forged on a continent that sunk. But then it does say that the two swords, when come together, you have unparalleled power. Well, what if the person who wielded them at that point is the reason the continent sunk?
Stop it! Yo! Casey just caught a continent dropper. Stop it, dude! Yo! Well, hey, that's facts, Keishan. That's
what a stretch.
That's not a prediction, man.
Like,
that's
I was talking about One Piece because all this stretching like Luffy does, mate. It's crazy. Mate, like he just
gums.
Mate, he should just said, "Oh, the guy who used to wield it was like, probably he could have like possibly like destroyed the continent or whatever." You're like, "Atomic destroys continents confirmed."
You already know, man. You already
has
know.
To wield both of them.
Has to wield both of them.
Hey, how many you got? Cause he got half. How many you got? Yeah.
But Tomic's gonna get both swords and just break the moon.
Yo.
But then that's what makes me think the whole reason why the Council of Sword Masters was even founded. It was so that that didn't happen again.
Well, you think?
Well, I think it's just they want to become the best swordsman they can be. So, like, Jerry, like their whole thing is still to like improve each other's swordsmanship, but then one of their other goals is, let's get the Sun and the Moonblade together and become like the best swordsman we can be.
They teach discipline to their disciples. So, like, teaching them to know when and how to use such great power. The whole with great power comes great responsibility nonsense that we've heard all our lives. So I'm thinking that might be part of it and fundamental, to their council.
We don't get much information or background information about the council in general, because we don't have a reason to believe that they meet often. Like, we don't have a reason to believe any of that. Like, we don't know what it means to compete. Like, are they training against each other? Like, with each other? Like, are they fighting? Like, we don't know what happens there. Like, Atomic Samurai isn't one of those heroes where he randomly or barely shows up for threats. Like, Atomic Samurai is there often. He's a hero, and he's a competent, not competent, reliable,
incompetent.
Fuck out of here, clown. High attendance, I guess. Like, he's there, man. Whenever there's a threat, you call Atomic, he'll show up. So it makes me question, like, just how deep or how intertwined this whole like council shit is, because they're the first ones who formed it, right?
No clue, doesn't say. No background on them. Just we know that these guys were on the council. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a long thing. If this is like if it's like for generations they've been looking after the Sunblade. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't think these guys are the ones who formed the council. They've probably been just a general thing. Yeah.
The thing is that, like, this is the weird part. In the meeting, it made it seem like not only did they acknowledge Atomic Samurai is the strongest amongst them, but like it seemed like he gathered them. Like, let's pull up the chapter of this meeting so we can see the dialogue there.
Well, he did gather them because he wanted to talk about Garou and Bang. That's the reason he gathered them.
And the wiki mentions that they only seem to convene in times of crisis. So this is
the wiki.
Yeah,
the wiki. Nigga, I'm the wiki.
Okay. Should we get back to the chapter? We've been very off topic. So, we talked about the Sunblade. We talked about King. Let's talk about King.
No. We ain't talking about King yet. No. We still.
King is basically Kenobi.
Grim, I'm gonna be honest. It's 10 to 12 here, like midnight. We're gonna talk about King soon, okay?
These niggas gotta go to bed.
Yes, let's talk about King, man.
All right. All right, you guys already know about the Atomic Show.
Every fucking chapter, even when he's not in it, it becomes the Atomic Show somehow.
Look, bro, this nigga's out here. The surface is just dispelling all the sound, man. Calm surface, bro. Big strong. Bro, he fucking devastated. Bro, he devastated Golden Sperm, bro. Like, Atomic got some power, bro. Oh my god,
just real quick. Go ahead, Kishin, sorry.
I will say that it was impressive of what he did. Considering that it's the first time he's ever wielded this sword that, is got, like, I wouldn't say restrictions is the best term, but, like, access to its power, maybe, So it was cool that he was able to do that, but also to find out that just that chunk of Golden Sperm's body is 12 trillion. Goddamn. What is his full count when we first met him? Goddamn.
It don't matter, babe. It's gonna get cut off.
Speaking of chunks, though, the one thing I noticed about this chapter was that Golden Sperm didn't regenerate his arm.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm kind of confused as to why he has like another however many hundreds of thousands next to him. Can he not regenerate when he's in his golden form?
That's That would be a
That's a good
good
question.
analysis there.
Have we seen him do that before? I don't
No.
think we've not seen him damaged in his golden form before.
No,
Nope,
well,
he
that's the
hasn't.
whole. That was the whole thing with Atomic this chapter is, you know, the guy who was tough with the dark shine, you know, he's got sliced up.
Mm.
So, I mean, it might be like his other forms where it just seems more jump into him to regenerate. But with the fact that that was like 12 trillion, that might not be something he can spare to do.
That's honestly, I don't know, and I don't mean to sit here and dwell on more Atomic, Matt. Fucking.
I'm just trying to play. I'm playing devil. Sorry, you go. You go. This is Atomic's chapter. I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong. Please go.
Whenever we first saw Golden Sperm, I immediately just like, my first theory was, okay, we're going to get multiple golden sperms. There's absolutely no reason for us to not get multiple golden sperms. Except this. We've been looking for limitations for golden sperm. Every strong character, every strong power in general, as an idea, has to have an even stronger drawback or weakness or something apparent. This may be what it is for golden sperm. He just says he lost 12 million. He says you're going to pay for that. This is some, like, in the previous chapter we saw him taunting, was it who was it? Genos, I think he was taunting?
Yeah. You saw with Genos Tatsumaki. He's like, oh, you got 4 of me. I've still got like 40 trillion left though.
Exactly.
So, you get me though.
In this instance, he's not saying that. The very next chapter, he's not saying that. It makes me think that no, he can't have more just jump into him. No, he can't just grow back this limb. And no, he can't make more golden sperms. Why? I don't know. I don't want it to be Matt's reason to where he can't afford to be losing what could be a culmination of hundreds of trillions of golden sperms. He can't do of sperm. He can't do that. I don't want it to be that because that means that yes, he could make more. Yes, he could regenerate, but he just has a better fighting strategy, or he has to rely on a different fighting strategy because that's too dangerous. I don't want that. I want it to be some situation where, like, no, like in this form, it costs so much, and he can't do anything in it. It's just big power, big strength, big ability, but you can't make more of those. That's what I want it to be, like a set power that way. Because if it's Matt's, man, this guy gets crazy. Like, does he regenerate? Does he grow these back? Like, if black sperm somehow gets killed down to 1 sperm for the rest of his existence, is he just now this 1 sperm? Or are there that many? Has anybody ever pushed black sperm to this point? Like, it brings up those questions and it makes it dangerous. Like, us seeing his arm cut off and not grow back makes crazy, crazy implications for the character. I hope he's not. I hope he can't just grow it back or get more. Because, shit, this might be a nigga or another nigga who can take more than 1 punch from Saitama. And seriously.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I hope that's not the case. I don't think anyone's going to take a serious punch from Saitama until the very end. But, like, I think that the whole point is if he could, then that should be a moment where we's like, the reader's like, oh, Saitama needs to come and deal with this guy because no one else can. You know, I mean, we see Atomic can, but it takes a lot out of him to use the Sun Sword. So it's not possible for him to beat Golden Sperm. It's just he needs an opportunity to attack.
Time out. And man, I'm not. I'm asking a serious question.
Go for it.
So King being on top of this hill doesn't make you believe that you need Saitama for the curtain threat?
Well, I mean, no, we do need Saitama for the current threat. I just want to see what King. I don't know what King's going to do in this situation to buy time for Saitama, because that's the whole thing of this fight is actually going. I just need to buy time to do what I am a stone and these are diamonds. I need to do what I can to help out, do my part. And he's like, Joey's like, where's Saitama? I need Saitama.
Is that like a British analogy, stones and diamonds?
No, that's a reference to the chapter where like Metal Bat shows up again.
The fuck the nigga talking about stones and diamonds? Fuck Metal Bat this chapter.
Whoa!
His
That's
stock
not
dropped.
right.
His stock
You're
dropped
mate.
heavy.
You are lucky Satsuki's asleep, mate.
Bro, his stock dropped heavy. Heavy.
What, Melbat?
Hell yeah.
No,
Because
I think he's still under the same societal kind of confirmation that everybody else is under. That King has got this. He's just like, why would you go? It would be like Melbat trying to aid Tatsumaki when he knows he's like, yeah, she got this. Why would he ever go and try to help her? He would. It's the same thing in this situation. He's thinking of disaster case scenario. He's like, all right, if one slips by, or if there's something else I can help out with, that's what I'm gonna do, rather than help out the guy who should have this all under control.
I mean, that's what Melbat wants to do. He's just like, I'm going to make sure no one gets away so King can deal with them.
I'm counting on this leading into him fighting Garou. But if it doesn't, I'm still holding to the same claim that at least this dialogue. I can yield to you guys' claims or suitable predictions that he's going to be dealing with like the riffraff or those who try to get away. And he might still get some pretty nice action. But preferably, I would like this to lead to him having to fight Garou. Because that's the other part of the storyline that's big, right? It's this main fight, and then you got the Garou part now. So
I mean, there are a couple of the executives who've just gone missing at this point now, so we don't know where Evil Natural Water is. We don't know where Fury Ugly is. We know what they want. We know what Fury Ugly wants to do, but doesn't mean necessarily that he's not going to show up.
there's two things. I'm gonna say them so I don't forget, so you guys can remind me. The first one is I want to talk about the whole curving thing of Atomic Sword before we move on, and then the second thing is I want to talk about the possibility of a second assault wave from the missing dragons. That's in regards to Rover, Phoenix Man, Fear Ugly, and Gums. And I don't know if there's another one, and Psychos as well, because those are all the ones that have been cooking, either whether here or there, whether now or later. They've been cooking for a while. Phoenix way a long time ago, in reference to the redraws. Rover as of recent in reference to being tamed by Bang. Psychos in reference to splitting from Orochi, and you guys already know the instance with Fear and Gums. So I don't know if let's do the Atomic one first, or yeah, after we finish here.
Oh, so you want to talk about like the cut, like how he made the blade move?
Yeah, like because it looks like Golden Sperm is like grabbing the sword, and it's curled even above his hand.
Well, I mean, I don't know this entirely, but I remember like seeing this in like other manga and stuff where it's like, oh, the movement is so smooth and fluid. It's not even like it's steel. Like it's like liquid more than. It's more like a liquid, so it could be like an ability of the Sunblade, but it could also just be because Atomic's just that good of a swordsman.
I like the way you put that there, man.
I thought you would. Yeah, I made sure to word it like that for you.
Oh Lord.
Kishin Sanda?
I'm thinking it is an ability of the sword. Because, like, this thing is too mystical and whatnot, as far, and just a mystery. So it having some kind of supernatural ability forged into its very being makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think just the panel sequence and the positioning of the characters makes it look weird. Like, if that really is the path of the blade, then I'll really want to look for more times where we see Atomic Samurai's blade path be curved like that. Because if not, yeah, I'm thinking like he extended the blade like that. Sundong?
Yeah, I think that's an ability of the blade. I mean, there's got to be some sort of reason why it's called the Sun Blade, and the fact that it looks like it changed into like from being some sort of solid form into more of what looks like a beam of or a contained beam of light. That kind of makes sense to me. Sunblade Light has that same kind of wavy format. That's what I got from it.
Before we get to King, are we? Maybe there's a discrepancy with like how I'm picturing the fight and how you guys maybe picturing the fight. So I've kind of been seeing it as like a back and forth fight, right? So first, I consider the whole base lifting to be separate, right? The heroes got brought to the surface by Tatsumaki, and then it was really just Genos and Drive Knight that interfered in the fight above the surface in regards to Tatsumaki. So if you were to call the fight after Tatsumaki, or it's just the Kaides and they show up together, where we get that iconic panel of all four of them walking together, if you call that a sequence on its own or a whole different fight, I feel like that's gone back and forth, where the monsters were putting up a pretty great display, taking out Child and Amaya and the boys, but then they got counterattacked with the rescue of Bang whenever they showed up, and Genos coming in and incorporating some good help, going back to back with Tatsumaki or whatever. But then they got beaten down. Darkshine got beaten down. Is it fair to say that like the next, I guess, change in combat or flow, or who has the upper hand, change in advantage, I guess, that it should go towards the monsters? Or was the most recent advantage change the addition of Garou? Like, accounting for what Atomic Samurai just did right now, and accounting for Garou showing up like, 2-3 chapters ago, accounting for Homeless Emperor dropping these balls, accounting for Black Sperm turning into Golden Sperm.
I think there have been big shifts. So, like, there's been big shifts and there's been small shifts. So, like, first big shift, obviously, everything went up. Then it's when, like, the monster showed up. And when I say small shifts, I mean it's been like, things like, Golden Sperm showing up and the Sun Sword and King showing up to the battle. The Metal Bat as well. So, I think you are right. I do think it'll be more like a back and forth. So, I think you are right in saying, like, these... Because otherwise they're not just going to disappear from the fight. These other cadres are still going to be in the area. They've got to be doing something, like, while this is going on, or waiting for their moment to do something. So I think you're right. I think the next wave will be these cadres that are doing it, and then the only other people on standby now, because everyone else is there, correct me if I'm wrong, is Flashy and Saitama. So it should go those guys, and maybe like something's going to happen with Garou at the same time with that, and then that's when we're going to get Saitama and Flashy show up to the fight.
So you think we only get one more shift?
I think we get two. So I mean, if you're about a shift in total, then yeah. But like, I think we get the shift of like all the cadres that went missing are back, and then the final shift is Saitama and Flashy coming back. But there's definitely a chance for like mini shifts in there. So like obviously it's things like I said, we've had Golden Sperm, we've had the Sun Sword, which are like these two, which are like not like massive changes, like big things that happened, but not like another character showing up and changing the whole battle.
Yeah. Sundown, Keishan, how do you guys feel about the flow of battle?
Nice escalation in certain regards, and then other times it's kind of like, where is this particular battle going? Like the whole, like, did any of us expect it be like the first monster to actually flee that is a member of the cadres and everything be freaking Fear Ugly?
This nigga said he fleed.
Well, he did. He's like, I gotta go eat something to, reform myself.
No, I didn't expect it to be Fury. No. Sundown.
Yeah, I think the flow of battle has been pretty quick in this chapter, and I like it. I like the way it's going, but I'm not sure exactly how it's going to turn out because we have Child Emperor pop out with Puri. Was it Puri at the end there? So I'm not sure. Are they there to help out? Because I'm pretty sure Child Emperor spent at this point. Puri might be able to provide support, but he's not really gonna flex against Golden Sperm or even the Black Sperms. To be fair, so I'm not too sure exactly how they're gonna help out in terms of the battle. And Atomic looked like he was about to kind of say, not quite a last stand, but he looks like he was going to test more of the Sunblade there. He's telling Ian and Spring Mustachio to get out of shot. So I'm just like, is he gonna try and go again? He looked pretty, once again, spent using the blade the first time around. So then you have King, who is just shitting bricks, waiting for Saitama to pop up. But is Saitama going to pop up, or is somebody else going to come in and help out? I have no idea who that could be. Could be maybe Blast turns up first, and then maybe Saitama. But I don't know. Blast doesn't really seem like the type of guy to want to jump into this. So I'm not too sure where it's going to go. But I was happy with kind of the flow of the battle so far.
Now let's finally talk about Matt's hard on. I mean King.
I mean, I want to go to bed. I'm going to be honest with you. Tired. I got work tomorrow. Also, hang on a sec. What was? I'm sorry. It's late. I'm processing that. You did not say that when the first 5 minutes of this podcast was an uninterrupted monologue of you talking about Atomic.
Hey man,
you can't even deny that.
Appropriate hype. So I guess we'll close it off soon. There were some pretty badass looking panels in this chapter, man. They really outdid themselves. What's King gonna do? Like how is this gonna turn out for King? Like we've seen him get the speaker, call EC. We've seen him literally run away from G5 and let those innocent civilians and people die. There's been plenty of times where Saitama just doesn't show up. So what's gonna happen here?
My honest answer is I don't know. And that's what I love about it, is I don't have a clue what King is gonna do here. Like King, like literally, like this is like one of the biggest energy balls we've seen Homeless Emperor produce. It's got not only just Golden Sperm, but an army of Black Sperm behind him as well. And King's standing there and he's like, what am I going to do? This is like one of the worst he's ever been in. And this is why I'm so excited about it, is because I genuinely have no idea what King's going to do. It's great. Like it makes me really excited for the next chapter, because whatever King's going to do has to be insane, because Warner Murata would not put him in this situation unless they had a plan for him. So I think more than anything, like I said, I don't know, but I think that's the best thing about this, is that I do not have a clue.
I 100% agree. 100%. Send down, Keishan.
Was a fair assessment. I think he's just going to shit himself, try to walk it off, and, luck strikes him yet again. Or bad luck, I guess he would refer to it. Because he keeps ending up in these damn situations that he's lucky to have ever survived. Yeah. Or maybe he gets like some weird temporary power up that just allows him to do something for once. And he'd be like, what the fuck was that? And it just keeps up the illusion that the whole world keeps seeing.
Send down.
Yeah. Well, unless Saitama pops up, he's royally screwed. But like Matt said, he's not. He's never been put in a position where he's completely out of luck, and then it's just like King lying dead on the floor. There has to be some sort of plan, and I have no idea what that plan could be. It could be Saitama popping up. It could be Blast turning up. It could be Flashy Flash turning up and using the Sun Sword. It could be anything, you know.
Mate, what if Flashy's got the Moon Sword? All
right, that's the end of the podcast.
Imagine that. That would be so good. That would
what
be
if it
so
was
good.
the sword that broke? Good, will this make you feel better if that was the sword that broke? When,
Comic will never reach maximum power.
Oh shit! So Flashy was only that strong with the sun.
Imagine that.
Oh
That would be
shit!
pain.
Oh shit! If Flashy got the moon-bladed break.
It would be rather interesting that, okay, a group of samurai were the ones that held the sun blade. Samurai are known to be the more righteous and justified in their actions sword users. What if it's the ninjas that actually have the moon blade?
that would be pretty cool.
The moon representing the night when they do all of their ninja shit, you know, assassinations and the like. So it would make sense that they might have it.
The daylight moon part that was fire. That was badass. But honor, my nigga, them niggas is dirty, bro. Samurai, dirty niggas, bro.
You can definitely tell Grim blew it with bleach over Naruto.
Nigga, of course.
I'm talking about historically.
Yeah, historically too. Samurai are
I
dirty.
think even historically, samurai are they're more kind of self-righteous than righteous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dirty.
Pretty-
motherfuckers. I think they can walk up to your house and take your bitch, take your wife, take your daughter. Come here. I want her. Yeah.
Anyway.
Weird how it
I gotta-
always circles right back to the same shit.
To daughter? Whoa, come on, bro. Listen. All right. So we've talked about how Metal Bat's stock has dropped, just plummeted precipitously, down to the floor. We talked about the greatness of King and how big, strong, and cock diesel he is. We didn't talk about Genos getting stumped to the ground because that happened last chapter too. We've discussed the possibility of a stock drop or increase for Homeless Emperor. And it's up to you. The possibilities or the implications of Golden Sperm not being able to regenerate his arm or not regenerating his arm yet are tremendous, and we're anticipating that greatly. An Atomic Samurai. Did his blade really curve?
Did we talk about Atomic?
Oh, right. It's weird to have gone a whole podcast and not mention him. You know, his part was so insignificant this chapter. Why would we talk about him?
Niggas is mad because Atomic cut the whole thing, bitch. The whole thing, bitch.
Cut one arm off and not even the whole damn arm.
Oh, damn. Keishan's mad. Hey, Keishan, who's your favorite character, man?
Mad. I'm just fucking with you. It was a cool scene. A lot of people are like wondering if he was monsterfying in that instant.
Nah, he ain't no monster. Yo, that would be fucking crazy, bro. If the sword is really a monster.
It might be something. I mean, like, Black Sperm has a moment where he's like, is that monsterization? He's like, but then he goes, no, it's something different, which is interesting in its own regard.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Because he did say he possessed him. Or that's what it said, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, it says, like, the sword, well, he doesn't say, like, it possessed him. It felt, well,
I got
Atomic says it felt like
assimilated with the blade.
that's it. It's like the sword took him over. Yeah.
That's damn near possession. Damn
It
near.
completely took over my spirit.
Damn near possession. that's
No, that's not near possession. He said it completely took over my spirit.
Yeah.
That is fucking possession.
Yes. So damn,
which
that might
which
be
then
true.
further indicates that the move that he used definitely wasn't his own. So
Damn, no, it was his own because he had the whole multiple slash thing. But like, I didn't even notice that. Like, that dialogue has hella undertones to it. Like, yeah, like, was Atomic really a monster just then? Like, is that what that does? Is there a monster in that blade? And is he gonna have to like tame that monster or whatever? Yeah, we get the implications of it already. Like, he had to calm himself, he had to wield the blade, he had to be worthy of it. We get that. That's stereotypical, but damn, bro, the sword possessed his ass. Damn.
So the move you were talking about was when he sliced up that one explosion.
Yeah, he sliced it one time, and then just like Atomic Samurai does, in every other time he attacks, there just happen to be multiple other slashes. Like, we only see one, but he really cut it that many times. That's why I would say that is his ability or his technique. But the dialogue portion, I'm kind of leaning towards there's being something there, because that correlates perfectly. Like, that fits perfectly. Like, you said, you got possessed or assimilated to the blade or with the blade, and then the person who you are attacking said, "Oh, you're a monster, huh?" "Oh no, you're not." So it's weird. Kudos to Matt for pointing that out.
No problem.
All right, man, let's go to bed.
Please, thank you.
This nigga.
Yeah, Sasuke went into Dream World long ago,
He got drunk.
and it's not even that late for him.
It's not, bro. He got drunk as hell.
Oh Lord.
All right, boys. In the comment section below, tell us which of the pages was your favorite. There's a lot of really good spreads here. No homo. So comment that below and tell us whose stock dropped the most and whose went up the most. See y'all boys next time. Yo!